You can feel it, right? Something's about to blow in Edmonton. The energy in this city is unreal right now. The ice shook, the locker room heated up, and what went down inside and outside Rogers Place might just change the course of this season. Players are losing ice time. Rumors are swirling, and coaching decisions are hanging in the balance. It's one of those days where if you bleed orange and blue, you can't look away. You're not gonna believe what we've got today. So grab a seat, hit that like button, and let's get right into it. You ever get that feeling that something's gotta give, but no one's got the guts to push the button? That's exactly where the Oilers are sitting right now. Evan Bouchard, one of our brightest young stars, is in one of those stretches where absolutely nothing's clicking. Brutal turnovers, bad reads, that look of pure frustration every time he hits the bench. He said it himself after the last loss. This has to get cleaned up. I need to be better. And let's be honest, when a player admits that out loud, the weight in the room's already crushing him. The problem is, the team's letting him sink. No benching, no wake-up call, no public accountability, nothing. He's still logging top minutes like everything's fine, and that's eating away at the whole group. Because, let's face it, accountability is the backbone of any contender. When one guy keeps making the same mistakes and doesn't feel the heat, everyone else starts wondering why they're grinding so hard. Kobe once said, "If you're gonna lead, you've gotta be willing to make people uncomfortable." That's where Chris Knoblauch comes in. He's gotta decide what he wants more, a comfortable player or a winning team. Because right now, Bouchard's raw talent isn't outweighing the brutal mistakes that are costing them points. They tried letting him figure it out on his own. But at this point, he needs a shove, maybe harder than he'd like. There are 3 ways this could go, and none of them are pretty. Option 1, the bench. It hurts, but it would send the clearest message that no one's above accountability. The problem is that moment might have already passed. He's had some awful games, and instead of sitting, he played even more. Benching him now would take another disaster, and at that point, the mental toll might be worse than the fix. Option 2, a healthy scratch. Pulling Bouchard for a full game would shake things up, no question. But that's your top D-man on paper, and ironically, one of your biggest weapons offensively. You can't just pull that kind of firepower easily, not even for one night. Option 3, and maybe the smartest, is to take away his power play time. That's where it stings. Losing your PP spot hits right at a player's pride. Imagine watching Jake Wallman take your spot, putting up points, hearing the crowd roar for the guy who replaced you. That's the kind of wake-up call that lights a fire under any competitor. Knoblauch said everyone would be held accountable if the mistakes pile up. But words fade fast in a room hungry for leadership. It's time for action. Either he steps up now, or this season might melt away with every turnover Bouchard makes. You know those weeks where it feels like the hockey gods are testing every ounce of your patience. Yeah, that's been the Edmonton Oilers lately. Inconsistent play, big wins that pull you back in, and losses that sting way too deep. Every night brings a new story, a new dilemma, a new spark. But this time, there are moves brewing behind the scenes that could reshape what we see on the ice real soon. First off, Zach Hyman's setback hurts. The plan was to have him back by November 1st, but Knoblauch says it'll be at least another week. The hope now is he's good to go against the Avalanche on the 8th. And let's be real. Without Hyman, that spark up front dims. He's the heartbeat that wakes everyone else up. You can see it. The offense misses that grit, that clear space for McDavid and Draisaitl to go off. But it's not all cloudy skies. Alec Regula's close to returning, and that could shake up the blue line big time. His absence has been felt, especially with Knoblauch, juggling pairings more than he'd like. Getting Regula back brings stability, but it also means someone's getting bumped. Word is Troy Stecher might be the odd man out. Meanwhile, Matt Savoy's making noise. The kid finally buried his first NHL goal, and Rogers Place went nuts. That's the kind of energy this locker room needs. Youth, confidence, and pure joy. You love to see a guy who worked that hard get rewarded, and the vets feed off that. Those moments build chemistry, and chemistry is what turns good teams into great ones. Now, there's one rumor heating up that's got everyone talking. Kiefer Sherwood. The Canucks forward's apparently on Edmonton's radar, and for good reason. High motor, physical edge, total dig mentality. Plays every shift like it's his last. 19 goals last year, 9 already this season. That's impact. He'd bring some real bite to the bottom six. The catch? Division rival, career year, and a contract coming up. Translation: expensive. And let's not forget the cap. With Hyman and Regula coming back, a move's inevitable. Bob Stauffer hinted there's a decent-sized shakeup on the way. Nobody knows who's out, but it's clear someone's going. Could be Stecker, could be a surprise name. Either way, the front office is awake, and everyone in that room knows nobody's completely safe. Fans can feel something building. Maybe a tweak, maybe a full-blown shakeup. One thing's for sure. Next week's gonna be wild here in oil country. And if there's one thing we know about this team, it's that when Edmonton heats up, the ice turns into a stage for drama, redemption, and pure passion. Sometimes the scoreboard doesn't tell the whole story. That loss to the Rangers, classic example. The kind of game that leaves you with more questions than answers. It wasn't just about the turnovers or missed chances. It was the vibe. You could feel how drained this group looked. McDavid, Draisaitl, Bouchard, Nurse. All gassed, all grinding through a brutal stretch. JT Miller's game winner summed it all up. Bouchard hesitated. Draisaitl lost his man. McDavid watched it unravel. Skinner had no shot. A sequence that showed just how tense and out of sync this team's become. And when even your stars start hesitating, something's off. A junior coach texted me after, said, "Did he pull up because he didn't want to get hit?" That line stuck with me. Fear creeping in on a team that's always prided itself on fearlessness. Here's the real issue. Ice time. Draisaitl logged over 25 minutes, McDavid close to that. That's too much. These guys already carry the emotional and physical load of the whole franchise. Burning them out in October is insanity. Every extra shift now chips away at what's left for April. The body feels it. The mind does too. The Oilers have the depth to spread it out. Guys like Savoy have earned more time, but the bench still leans too heavy on the same few names. That cycle's dangerous. You overuse the stars, the legs go. Mistakes pile up, and you end up right where we are. Tired and flat. This team looks exhausted. 10 games in 17 days, and now they're staring down a nightmare stretch. Colorado, Columbus, then a 7-game road trip in 11 days with 2 back-to-backs. That's not just a schedule, that's survival mode. When the body's shot, the brain follows. The slumped shoulders and blank stares after that Rangers loss said everything. Here's the reality check. If McDavid and Draisaitl keep this pace all season, they'll pay for it. Come spring. Managing minutes now means protecting their playoff legs. Wins in October don't buy glory in June. Champions are built on balance, not burnout. No blocks gotta look past the scoreboard and see the big picture. Because if Oilers' history's taught us anything, it's that the stars shine brightest when the whole team's glowing with them. Right now, that flame needs to be relit. Fast. The Oilers are at one of those crossroads where every shift, every bench talk, every coaching call can shape the rest of the season. Bouchard's gotta find himself again. The coach has to make a stand, and the stars need to breathe before the next storm. The fans can feel that the fire's still there. That's why we keep believing. Because when Edmonton plays with heart, the impossible becomes routine. So tell me in the comments, what would you do differently right now? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with everyone who lives and breathes Oilers hockey like we do.